everybody, and welcome back, or welcome to our Minecraft Let's Play world with me, DueMountain. Oh, guys, how's it going? I hope everyone's having a lovely day and are just looking forward to jumping into today's episode where we will be working with some villagers. But before we get into that, I would like to address the fact that the bridge episode, our sponsored episode by the super chats of Maddie J and Dr. K, where we created up the Maddie J bridge, that episode kind of got split into two. And, well, in the first part of that, we played everyone's favorite game. How many minerals will you get from those ores? And then, in part two, I was able to announce the winner because we had the previous clip from showing how many was all made up, but we weren't able to actually place them into the ball hall. So, I would just like to now make a large formal congratulations to Coded Verse, who won this round of How many minerals will you get from those ores? It was a really good one. We had quite a few predictions in there. However, though, I'm not going to lie, I was quite surprised because we managed to get ourselves 93 bits of gold, like raw gold, okay? Normally, when we play this game, the odds are never in our favor. So Coded had predicted that we would get 75, and, well, that was the highest, that was the closest, so therefore, Coded Verse, mate, we are adding you to the ball wall, and you'll be catalogued into the book. So let me just get that done up right now for you. Alright, there we go. Can I reach up there? Because we've got Zia as our first one. Now we've got Coded there. Beautiful. Let's add it into the book. Oh, no, you've got to take the book out to edit it. There we go. Go onto this page. Okay, I'm also backdating this one to when you put in the prediction, which was the 27th of the 2nd. Where's my little slash? There we go. Beautiful. I cannot wait for this book to keep getting filled with everyone's guesses the more and more that we play. But there we go. And actually, I think I want to just put in an extra space just so that it's nice and clear and easy to read. There we go. Have it all cleared up and yeah, perfect. Alright, make sure we don't sign it because we want to keep being able to add. But there we go. In the ball hall, column A, we have our first position, which is Zia, who had predicted 28 diamonds, and there was 25. That was on the 9th. Now we have added in Coded with 75 gold, and having 93 being the correct guess on the 27th of the 2nd. Oh, guys, I'm absolutely loving this, and I cannot wait for these halls, these little pods here to be filled up with all of you amazing people and all of your predictions. Alright, cool. Let's now jump into today's episode. Guys, honestly, I really, really do love how the Dr. J bridge has turned out. Like, this is really cool. The little touch with the guards too. And I mean, we'll come along and eventually, change positions. We got a few comments about maybe even trying to get into some charged creepers and trying to get ourselves some maybe different mob heads so that way we could change them out and have maybe a guard that's for that area over there and a guard for this area over here. My thinking was that the guards kind of live on the bridge and they aren't either there nor there. Their only job is to protect the bridge and not let anyone really cross through unless it's this person or this person. So I kind of see the guards as like a neutral ground. But I did really like your feedback and how we could add in a bit more to the story and depth of this world. And guys, you know me, I love the storytelling. But, it does, as you guys had said, there's some things that we could add in here. But I want to really start getting in a few more of the buildings because I think that at the moment, because this is really the only main sort of sighting that we have, so anything about it really does stick out. And I'm thinking if we have a few more of these houses around, and then obviously once we get a few more of these ones placed up and over there, and I'm especially thinking having like houses off and on the mountainside there too. hanging from the cliffs, because I think that'll be a nice little tying in. I think once we can add into those more blocks as well as buildings, that'll help take away a little bit from the brightness of, say, the bamboo or, you know, the end crystals just looming there, because I do kind of like the idea of the end crystals, and I might be using them a bit more over there too. They just look good, okay? Especially with the actions and stuff. Like, come on, how mesmerizing are they? We're not here to be mesmerized and, you know, just wrapped up with the end crystals. Today, we are starting work with our villagers. And now, I'm trying to set my own little personal goal of, you know, being a little bit more aware of how much my episodes are running for, and trying to maybe have them a little bit shorter. I actually wouldn't mind your guys' feedback on, you know, what sort of average, you know, video length do you guys like seeing? You know, do you guys like short formed or long form videos? That would help me out working this out. But my idea for this is we're going to start with our villagers, and we're going to be planning out what we need, how to get it into place. We're going to finish the farmhouse. That needs to be done by now, and we can move our farmers into it. And we'll see how we go with that. That might be as far as we get for this episode, and then the next episode will be building up a villager breeder, getting more villagers in, you know, but that could be just getting a bit ahead of ourselves. Let's work with what we can at the moment. Yes, I did just make a dirt pillar on the opposite side to Pine Rain so he wouldn't see it and get upset with me. You're doing good, mate, you're doing good. Okay, the reason why I've come up here is because it's a good advantage point where we can sort of scope out the area and work out where things need to be placed. And because we're talking about villages, we want them to actually have homes. So for example, this here is going to be where our farmers, you know, our farming villagers will live next to the farm. Kind of trying to make sense of the whole theme of it and that sort of thing. So what are some of the other villages that we desperately need? Well, I desperately need stonemasons, because we need to be getting ourselves quartz, a lot of quartz for, you know, the houses that are going to be growing up around here. I also need some terracotta, so I can get different glazed terracottas for the Bluey Treasures village. And it also works out nicely as a way to be able to just keep stockpiling up my emeralds, because we've got an iron, you can see, we've got an iron farm right over there. And I have been AFKing there. We're getting a nice stockpile of it. So stonemasons are definitely must have. I want a few more farmers in here, because I think we've only got 2 or maybe 3. Is it 2? Thank you, Pine Rain. If it's 3, I'm going to be upset with you for lying to me. So the stonemasons, okay, we've got farmers here, mountain, move on from the farmers. Stonemasons, I'm actually thinking that, you see that little space there, we build a house that kind of, maybe we have a house that's over here that is like a living quarters, and then we build in there like kind of a dummy mine. So obviously we've got our mining area where we go, you know, in the Dwarven Keep area, all underneath here. But just so that it kind of feels like the village makes sense, because let's face it, you wouldn't have a mine smack bang in the middle of the village. I mean, maybe you would, depending on how the resources are spread out in that world. But for how we are here, we have this really cool mountaintop, or ridge. Would you say it's a mountain ridge? I don't know. I'm not very good with words. Either way, I think it'd be stupid of us not to take advantage of that. And I could see very clearly an entrance, like a mine tunnel sort of just in there. A house sitting up the top there, a bit of chimney smoke going up, a nice little path that wraps up down, maybe goes around here. Then we can build it up into where our nether portal is before we come back up and meet up into the path. I kind of like how that's going, because we can then continue on this path here and have it going up the top of this cliff, climbing up the top there, making, I want it to be like a challenge, okay? It's got to be a challenge to get to it, so we're going to have some like rope bridges going all the way along here up onto the top of this mountain. And up here is where we'll build a library for our librarians, because, well, this is our forever world. I've spoken about it in a lot of my different playthroughs. So I wouldn't actually mind having a librarian for each book, you know, and I think this is definitely going to be the world to do it. So as you guys can already tell, that one task is a mammoth task. That's not something that's going to be happening in this episode. This episode, we're planning out where everything is. So we know we need farmers. We've got stonemasons. Village librarians will be up there. Now we do have the 2 clerics, which, yeah, I know, Pine Rain. After they gave us the same map over and over again for the one trial chamber, because I didn't realize that you need to go find different clerics and different village. Anyway, they need a home, but they really don't have a job. So, yeah. I mean, I guess, hey, we could build, when we build up our stable, we'll that's a good idea, Pine Rain. We'll build up a stable somewhere around here, because it's close to where the farm is, and then on the side of that, we will have, like, not a tavern, but maybe that can be like words, like an explorers guild, and we'll have the clerics in there, and they can be just like selling different maps. That might be how we can make it work for them. Okay, and I do think that I've gotten all the ones that we have so far. I know we have clerics already. They are actually down with our zombie spawner, but having a church up here too for these guys might work out well. So, Pine Rain, you lied. There is 3 farmers. Oh no. There's only 1 farmer. Lion dog. Okay. Yeah, so there's our cartographers. For some reason we've got 3 there. Don't worry, I'll fix it. I think one of them doesn't have a trade. We only have 1 farmer, so I need more of them. Okay, so then I'm thinking that we need now to add in clerics. What other good... I mean, toolsmiths, so like a blacksmith. And that would work nicely. Yeah, you're right, I should sleep. Let me sleep. Yeah, so I like the idea of having the cartographers hanging off of like the horse stable area, or maybe where you just dock up your horses, whatever, and having like an explorers guild next to it. Then that sort of covers all the villages that we have in there. A cleric, I think, yeah, that'll be a good idea. Probably, I mean, we do need to also include over in that space a little bit too. So, what if, hang on, how big is this hill up here? Could we put like a church up here and that's where our clerics are? So like, obviously I have to build up a proper staircase. My thinking is we go staircase up here, because that was going to be, yeah, we get up to this point here. Oh, we could, it'd require some terraforming, but we could do that. We could build a church up on this hill, have a path that sort of wraps around there. We do a little bit of terraforming. And then, oh, now you see the problem is from a distance, that looks like it makes everything connect up. But as we can see, I still like the idea though. Like, okay, I think a church can go up there. I definitely think the library will go up on here. But we just might need to work out a different way up here. Ooh, scary hole. Whoa. Wait, quickly. I don't get distracted. No, I like this. Ah! Oh, I almost just jumped straight off the edge into there. Okay. Oh, and it wraps up into there. You know what? We could have this as like... Is it a crypt? A tomb sort of thing where, say... You know, the church comes and buries its dead. You can make it like a holy cave. I like that, especially if, you know, the church is up over on that hill there. It can be like a walk of something, you know, and things get carried over, taken down to here. Just trying to find out where your library's going to go. Don't work. Okay, I'm working out everything here. Okay, I'm up here now, and as you can see, there's definitely terraforming that'll be needed to be done. Like, that's a big just hole, which I'll probably want to cover over if we're going to have the library there. But that does allow for the library to have a basement, which we don't need to clear out too much space for. Okay. And then the border's kind of back onto a dark oak forest, which we can really, terraform the backing so it wraps around it. I like that. The library will be just up here, nice and high. Yeah. Okay, so we have our farmhouse will be there. We've got another portal going to be there. Underneath this here is where the mine and the stonemasons are going to be. We'll have a church up over on there. Horses and the Explorers Guild will be there. Perfect. Now the next thing I want to talk about is one thing that we have. I said, but you want to try your words again? Yeah, okay. One thing that I'd said ages ago, I built up a farm and everything in our creative test world is, the pumpkin and melon, but also the wool farm. So we can have shepherds. We've got the villagers with that trade. So they are going to be bringing back over into this space. And while we're going over there, I think weaponsmiths, toolsmiths, armorers, they will go over here where we need to build up a proper super smelter. Not just a smelter like I've made here. It's not super because it's just not super. But I'm thinking, obviously not this close here, so we're going to tear this down, continue on a path a little bit, and then over here in this bit more of an open space, we build up our forge, because, yeah, I think that'll be good, because it's like kind of on the road out of town there. It's close in here, so people can get things made up as they need. So then we'll have blacksmiths, toolsmiths, all those guys. Leather workers too, they can go in here. Actually, maybe leather workers will go nicely with our shepherds. Because over here's where our wool farm's going to be built, and that's where we'll put the shepherds. Is there any crucial villages that we're missing out? Let me know in the comments if I'm missing anyone of importance out here now. Okay, now that we have some plan of action that we can start to follow, you can see that this is probably, villager work might be like 2 or 3 episodes. I'm thinking what I want to get done now is, we already have the frame of the farmhouse up and built. Pine Rain, I'm thinking I'm going to do a little build montage and just finish this house. Now this house is going to be, looking a lot like this one here, so we're going to get the spruce wood on, the spruce wooden roof on with the bamboo trim or eaves. I am doing some learning with my my building skills. So I'm just basically going to build up this one here. Might get some beds and all that sort of stuff in here, so that way we can actually just temporarily house all of our villagers in the farmhouse. That way, it gets rid of the eyesore of this cobblestone box. Yes, Pine Rain, I did just remember. We also need to find a house. Wait, actually, over here, this space here is going to be the house for our copper golems, because you may recall, you may not, but the idea is that I was going to have copper chests here, so that way I can go and harvest all of this, put it in the copper chests, and they'll just go and sort it and pack all of my food away. So that's also got to be on the list of things that's got to get done in this village. All right, it's almost night. Let me get ready to sleep away the night, get my resources, and we can jump into a build montage as I finish up the farmhouse. So, yeah, back in a moment. Okay, it may have been well overdue, but now we finally have our farmhouse actually built. The shell is done. Now, I didn't do any interior work, which we'll have a bit of a look at, because, as I said, I want to store all of our villagers in there for now until, all the houses are built up. So because they're all going to be crashing in here, I didn't want to start putting decorations for the farmers when I needed as much space as possible for this area, so we can cram all our villagers in here. Plus, one thing that I was thinking about when I was putting on this roof, as we were planning out stuff, we didn't work out where a villager breeder is going to go. And we're kind of going to need that. Now, I was thinking, for our villager breeder, I've been playing a bit of Pokemon lately. Little selfless plug here, but doing a little Leaf Green playthrough. And, on Pokemon, when you need Pokemon to breed, you put them in the daycare. So I thought, I was having a think, right? I want to have a few more things to be able to stretch out and be able to, engulf all of this space. Villager breeders kind of need to be away from villagers that we're using, because that's right, Pine Rain. If the villagers can see other villagers, they're more likely going to be like, hey mate, we don't need any more, there's enough here. So I was thinking we could probably build a daycare, just either where I said the blacksmith was and then move the blacksmith maybe over here somewhere, or we build the daycare just past where our Christmas area is. So more so off over there. That's not getting done today. I just, I'm letting you guys in on my thoughts. Perfect, it's nighttime. Pine Rain, I'm going to get you to stand up because we need to try and get these villagers from here into here. So for that, we are just going to break all of this stuff, and we are just going to be making a path so that they can hopefully want to run in and go to their beds and not touch anything else. Pine Rain, it is going to work. Have faith. Okay, they should not be able to get out. Alright, break this down. Okay, guys, you want to go to your beds? While I'm here, I'll grab out the librarian's lecterns and put them in there too. The house that might try and... Oh, the cat was intrigued. Alright, let's go chuck these just here. Oh, yes, we got one guy, come on. No, after you, good sir. You... Is it... Oh, wait, I've got the trapdoor thing, so they probably think that's closed. Just come in. Yes. In you come. Hello, Mr. Pro Ranger, welcome. In you come. Yes. Choose a bed. You're the second one here, you can have any bed that you desire. Where'd you go? Oh, you... Bro, I blinked and you were gone. Who we got running over there? Mr. Pro Ranger, you don't need to work right. Oh, you're right. It's night time. That's true. You're living right up to Mr. Pro Ranger. You're probably streaming, doing dedicated work. Make sure you guys are checking out Mr. Pro Ranger. This is going to be a nightmare. What? Thank you, cat. Yeah. Okay. Go to bed. Dr. K. You're not tired? No? Oh, I guess you two are also a night owl. Don't worry, we're not forgetting about these guys. Alright. Now the question is there... Yep. Oh, Dr. K, did you just want to make sure that everyone else went in? Come on, buddy. Come on. Are you shy? Or is there not enough beds? Oh, there's not enough beds. Oh, that's my fault. Okay, hang on. Well, where did I put the beds? I put them in the... Did I? Pine Rain? I don't think I put them in the chests. Oh, God, this is a nightmare of a mess. I mean, we have enough wool. We could definitely make more. Yeah, okay, I think we have to make more. That's enough for one bed. Awesome. Whose bed's that? That's your bed? Okay, Dr. K, I'm getting you a bed, don't worry. Don't worry. I haven't forgotten about you, although while we are here... Hey, Pine Rain, don't push Dr. K. I got your bed, Dr. K. Alright, here we go. Put you over here. Nice. Okay, and now we're going to put the door back. And we're going to do a little trick so no villagers will get out. So, because we are just under 2 blocks tall, you see I don't need to crouch to make it under that. Villagers are perfectly 2 blocks tall, they won't be able to get under it. So, everyone should be safe here. Pine Rain, yeah, just to be safe though, I'll have you on guard here. Let me go and destroy up all of this stuff now. Yeah, we'll be able to have a nice clear look at this. God, it's been so long. Damn, it's amazing how just adding in this roof really turned a box into a house, hey? Oh, plus also removing this eyesore of a cobblestone box. It has been here way too long with our villagers trapped inside that I'm almost certain that they're much more relaxed now being inside that house. And yes, don't worry, these guys will be moving, but I think that's more in time with next episode that we'll actually discuss and deal with them. For now though, let's have a quick little look-see at our villager home. So as you can see, it's just basic. There's no interior, as I said before, because of, you know, having all of the villagers in the one while we work out in space where everyone's going to be. I'm just not doing any major detailing. So a major detail would be something like, I want to go along here, fix up the ground, remove this tree, and put like a flower garden, something along those lines that can be placed up along here. And then I wouldn't mind having like an extended wooden beam coming up along here and having like a rail, like a walkway kind of thing, just hanging around there where we can have like flowers and all that sort of stuff. We don't have any sniffers, so maybe, you know, building up like a sniffer enclosure or something just down here, that could be cool. But this wall here is definitely missing something, and I'd love to know what you guys think about maybe having like a wraparound, like a little deck or something like that. I'm not sure what the proper word for that one is. I think it's a deck. Yeah, but either way, and then having like the flower garden just up here on the side. I think that'll be a really nice little touch for the farmhouse, you know, especially in this space here. I've gone through and put in some of the fences. I didn't have any lanterns on hand, so we're just using the torches at the moment, but don't worry, they will all be replaced. I don't like having the torch spam either. But then we can finally come into our villager home, and as you can see, Pine Rain's been pushed around a little bit, haven't you, mate? Our villagers cannot get out of here because of the trap door. That's right, you've made sure of it, Pine Rain? You're not going to respond again? You just wanted to butt in? Yeah. By the way, at the moment we've got all of our villagers here. I think 1 or 2 of them might be just picking up random jobs. They don't actually have a job. Like, for example, do you have a job? You have been traded with. Okay, so you do. All of our library. Okay, make a liar out of me then. Okay, all these guys do have jobs. So once they've got their house, we can move them out of here and start decorating it. I know, buddy. They're all in your space. None of them are farmers like you. We're going to get more of them, okay? Don't harm me. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm pretty sure our villagers are a lot more happier with us now that we've put them actually in the house instead of teasing them with the home outside the cobblestone box. You know, I think they're pretty pleased with it now, and I think we can probably start discussing what the next stage is. And well, the next stage is probably going to be the next episode, because as I said at the start, I'm trying to have a personal goal where not every episode is almost pushing the hour mark, and I've been editing this video as I'm going along, something I should have done on the last couple. And I can see that this one's starting to get into that nice sort of bite-sized range. So I'm thinking that this is where we're going to be wrapping up this episode, but not before we set up we set up for what we're going to be doing next time, which will be building up the house for our stonemasons, and I want to also start to organize where the copper golems are going to be. So I like the idea of the copper golems not being too far away from the farmland. So I think we're definitely going to cement in, if we chop down this tree here and the one just over there, this one, this tree too actually, you're just in the way. Okay, so with these trees now removed, the leaves are going to be dying down. We'll be able to sort of map out that our path is going to kind of probably want to tie in close with this, and then I wouldn't mind, yeah, something like that. And then that's going to be what will take us up over to here. So the storage house will be on this side. Okay, maybe that tree could have stayed, but it looked at me funny, okay? How does a tree look at you funny, Mountain? It did. Like, just trust me. That tree was like, why has he only got one eye? Don't judge my eye. Yeah, so next episode will be storage, which isn't going to be too bad, because what? We only need to fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we also get seeds from it, so that's really counts as 2. So 5 different sections where storage can be, and if we, yeah, I've got all the blocks from before still in my inventory. If we just do like a rough layout here, so like, oh yeah, definitely we could do 5 on either side. So we'd have 5 here, and then we could have a double lot, so give them extra space to walk in. If it was like 3, so yeah, and then we go another 5 out, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we might just need to push this maybe a little bit more over. However though, we can definitely fit a small little storage hut here. It might not even be something that needs to have like enclosed walls. It could probably be something a little bit like it's like a begolia. The word that I can't say, it's also in the DueMountain dictionary. I've messed it up that many times, but it's basically like an arch with some wooden beams that go over the top, and then you put leaves on it, and then it has chests here. That thing. And for the 3 of you that know what I'm talking about, can you put it in the comment section so everyone else knows what I'm talking about? Thank you. You guys are the best. And now I want the stonemasons. I am definitely sold with them being up on this hill. So, well, not on it, in it. So it's going to kind of come around here. The path at the moment is loose, but it's just so that everyone's got an idea of next episode where we're really kicking things off. And so it's going to be coming up around here. I do like the idea of windy bends, because it allows us then to maybe build up a tree here or have something of interest sort of going along there. And then, yeah, we could do a little pathway up from here. Nice. And then that's where it would span up over to here. I'm thinking a house gets built up here, so we'll do some terraforming. And then an entrance in there. So let's also maybe get some torchlight up here too, so it's not so spooky when we come back next time. Yeah, that actually might be smart. Hey pandas! Watch out for bad guys, I have not lit up this area. Okay guys, so now that I've shown you my plan for the next episode, where we're going to be building up our storage home for the copper golems. I wanted to say iron golems. No, iron golems aren't that helpful. They're protective, but they aren't that helpful. I'll sort through chests. Copper golems, yes. Now that we've worked out, for next episode where we're going to want to build up our little bit of a storage house for them, we also know where our stonemasons are going to be built up. And yes, I know we don't have any stonemasons, nor do we have a villager breeder yet. Guys, once a villager breeder is turned on and it starts working, they can very quickly become a pain if you do not have a place to store your villagers. So my idea and my thinking is I'm going to build up where all these villagers are going to go, and then we'll populate them with villagers. So that is my thinking, and I honestly think it's a good idea. But I mean, let me know in the comments if you disagree with how I'm going to be working this. But speaking about how I'm going to be working this, I did say that I want to try and make sure that, not all my episodes stretch out for an hour and that sort of stuff. I mean, I personally don't mind, but I kind of also wonder, does sometimes the episodes stretch out too much and for you guys, that sort of stuff. So I would really love to know in the comments what you think about the video time lengths in general. If you like long ones, if you like short ones, I would really help me out. But with that said, guys, I think that we've hit a really nice spot here. It's covered everything that we're going to be doing. This one has basically been a introduction to our next project. We've gone through, established what needs to be built and where. We've gone through the reasons. We already have our block palette and everything like that. I need to do a little bit more resource gathering for some of our wood types. But, I think it's going to be really good because next episode, we get to jump in now and just start building. I'm thinking we'll start with the copper golems purely because I don't want the villagers rising up and, making a mutiny against me because they can't get any sleep because of those damn copper golems now that they have a bed finally. We want to move them away. And then we'll be, putting in place the stonemasons' home and the little dummy mine sort of thing. So guys, thank you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really, really do hope that you have enjoyed this episode. It definitely is a little bit of a different one to the usual that I do. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. Always would love feedback. But yeah, so a huge thank you to every single one of you who have made it this far into the video. And hey, maybe if you think the video deserved it, and you might consider leaving a like. Or if you're new here, you might even think about subscribing to the channel for more DueMountain fun times. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm looking forward to, after this, jumping right in to be able to record the next episode. So hopefully there's not going to be a big gap between this one and the next one. But guys, thank you. And until next time, bye!